fight. Joe Bugner cannot afford to lose. If he blows this one tonight, then all the plans for Las Vegas, February 14, and Muhammad Ali are right up the spout. Now look at the difference in the size of these two men. Bugner, 6'4" and weighing tonight 15 stone 9. He's 5 inches taller, and he's 22.5 pounds heavier than the Dutchman. Rudi Lubbers of Holland, who's never lost a professional fight, 22 fights, 22 wins, and claims never to have been on the floor, either as an amateur or a professional. This is the first European Boxing Championships in Britain joined the European Economic Community. And there'll be a special EEC trophy being awarded to the winner tonight. Now trying to show some of the newly found confidence that's taken him through his last 8 fights. Well, that's a feeling out round to start this fight. I didn't feel that there'd be any really tremendous early sensations because, as I said before, Bugner's got to feel his way into this. He can't afford to take too many chances. He better weigh the opposition up first, and then maybe a little later he can start letting the punches go. And that's what we want to see from him tonight. I saw Lubbers fight quite a few times as an amateur. He was in 2 Olympic Games, Tokyo and Mexico. He was in several European Championships. And I was always left with the impression that he was a sort of mauling fighter who tried his best to keep out of trouble. Lubbers with the typical high continental guard. Strictly feeling out these 2 rounds. Lubbers likes to get in close. He always did that as an amateur. Like to get in, claim his man, stay close. Might see a lot of that from him. Lubbers has got to get inside. He's going to do nothing standing off because he's outreached by a mile. Throws a punch and then comes inside and tries to hold. Those 2 opening rounds, in fact, set the pattern for all the early rounds. Bugner clearly wasn't anxious to make any ambitious moves until he'd had a really good look at what Lubbers had to offer. And the Dutch champion, whose style is pretty negative, was banking on making this a long fight and perhaps hoping Bugner would tire. The Dutch corner just a little anxious about an old injury at the side of Lubbers' left eye. Been smearing some grease on it. Lubbers has had no experience at all against top-class heavyweights. In fact, it's very hard to find a familiar name when you look down his record. Maybe Bugner's taking the handcuffs off at last. First sign of real venom now coming into the work of Bugner. He hurt him with a right hand. And when he does let them go, Lubbers looks a little shaky. First 3 rounds were dead level, I thought. A little hesitant. Not absolutely sure whether to go in and do a bit more. Well, that's the best round Bugner's had. And a more clearly won round than any we've seen so far. German referee Rudolf Drust. First appearance in this country. He works with 2 judges outside the ring, one from France, one from Belgium, and they all score. Like a kettle coming very, very slowly to the boil. And you can hear now what the crowd think about the performance of Bugner. They're getting a slow clap, and he started with everybody on his side. Now they want him to really get going, and he's not giving them what they've come for. Of course, you begin to ask yourself, what chance would he have against Muhammad Ali if he was this hesitant and this slow? Really got to liven it up. Half a pound over 14 stone Lubbers, conceding 22.5 pounds here, but never been in any real trouble. This is nowhere near half as an impressive performance as he put up, as Bugner put up against Jürgen Blind to win the title. Nowhere near as good. So is Bugner going to give the crowd what they've come for? They expected, I think, to see something really dramatic here tonight, something on the lines of the knockout against Blind. But it's a long time a coming. No real combination punching. Lubbers is awkward, but he can't be that awkward. The first really good right hand, he's let go at him, and he caught him with it. And that was the sort of punch that destroyed Blind. And at long last, he's got this man going. First signs of real trouble for Rudi Lubbers. Dutchman licking his lips where that right hand clouted him. Round. and it's taken a long time to come, but it's beginning to come. Well, one right hand there in that 9th round, for a moment looked as though it might put Lubbers on the floor for the first time in his life. Never been floored, he claims, either as amateur or professional, but there was one punch there that looked as though it might destroy the record. Now then, can Bugner follow up that 9th round, the best he's had, and really do something spectacular now? The chance may well be there for the taking. Can he take it? You really get the feeling now that we've reached a crisis point, because you feel that Bugner can do this now and do it inside the distance if he really gets to grips with this. But is he going to do it? Probably the best punch that's been thrown from either man throughout the fight. And that's probably the hardest Bugner's been hit and hurt since Larry Middleton busted his jaw well over a year ago. All the makings there in that one punch of a fantastic upset. Recover from that right hand. He really was hurt, and he's taken another couple there. So that's the first time in this fight that Lubbers has really swung things his way. He had one or two level rounds early on, then it began to seep slowly away from him. But with that flailing right hand there in the 10th, complete turnaround. The left went in first, and then the right came up afterwards. There it was. Two lefts, in fact, and then that crashing right hand, and really Bugner felt that all the way. That was the only round I gave to Lubbers throughout the fight, and he never had another success like it. Bugner slowly regained control, and I'm afraid slowly describes the way Bugner handled almost everything in this fight. He never seemed to relax, and he still hadn't solved the problem of Lubbers' style by round 13. And the question, of course, now in everybody's mind in the Albert Hall, are we going to see this go the distance? Is this short, squat, and rather crafty Dutchman going to be allowed to go the full 15 rounds? Or can Bugner, at this late stage, put something together and bring this to a timely conclusion? That's the Bugner corner being told off for talking to their man during the round. Strictly forbidden. And there must be plenty of anxiety down there. They badly want Joe to look a bit better than this with that Las Vegas fight on the cards. It's no great advertisement. And now he's really hurting Lubbers. And I think at long last the Dutchman's beginning to run out of steam. His face is looking puffy. And he's probably drawing on reserves of gameness and strength now to keep going. The man who's never been knocked off his feet, still on them, but it's getting more and more difficult for him. Lubbers is desperately tired. Defeat staring Lubbers in the face now. Ducking and diving and swaying and rocking. And Bugner can't finish it. There's the bell. And Lubbers came very close to being beaten in that round, but still not off his feet. The final round. And Bugner, on my card now, a long, long way ahead. Full marks to Lubbers for sticking to it. The last few rounds have been painful for him. But you get the feeling that he should have been destroyed a long time ago. Rocking again. Bugner giving us in the last round just a taste of what we've been looking for all along. It's a scrambling finish, and it's rather reminiscent of the fight as a whole. There's the bell to end an undistinguished European Heavyweight Championship. And now we wait for the decision to go to the referee and two judges. But there seems to be no doubt at all that Bugner has kept his title. But really, it wasn't impressive. The corner undoubtedly will say that he couldn't afford to take any chances with the date with Muhammad Ali coming up in February in Las Vegas. But in all truth, it was not one of Bugner's best performances by a long way. And it was very nearly as unimpressive as the fight he put up against Jack Bodell some time ago. And Bugner being photographed as having retained his title before the official announcement's been made. But apparently the decision is up, and it is Bugner. And Lubbers congratulates him. But a disappointed Albert Hall will leave here tonight feeling, I'm quite sure, that Bugner has only the very, very faintest of chances when he goes in next month against the former champion, Muhammad Ali.